Hey everyone, today we got SU-130PM, Tier 8 Russian tank destroyer, which is one of the better Tier 8 tank destroyers in my opinion, obviously, premium one, because you can make an easy credit. You got a great gun in my opinion, obviously you're a paper tank, but anyway, let's jump to the battle and let's see what this tank is capable, and you will find out my field modifications, positioning, and equipment, which one I'm using in this tank. Okay, let's go. So the first one, we got Serena Coast map, and we're playing against tier 8s, and in this map I'm going to use experimental turbo, which helps for your mobility and at the same time it helps for your gun handling. And this tank is a little bit slow, well, going downhill and so on. It accelerates, trust me, accelerates really well, but engine power is pretty low. So turbo, in my opinion, this tank fits perfectly. Primer, obviously, improve aim, and I think so this setup works really well. Obviously it's standard setup, so if you go with the tryhard setup, I think so, like experimental level 3 would fit perfectly. Bone vents or bounty vents with the rammer, or even experimental aim unit with the bone rammer. Depends on the map, depends on situation. Primer I would highly recommend for close distance battles like this one, because you will have to backseat and snipe from the back, and this position is pretty good for triangles like this, K9, K8 position, or even you can go to the G2, G3 position and support your allies. But I decided to go heavy line because I had a lemming train to T1 position, so I decided to go to the heavy line and support my heavies, because more likely enemy will push heavy line, because majority of my allies gonna push T1 and they gonna shred enemies, more likely, as always. Anyway, Kilani is speaking and we're giving him immediately 523. And talking about alpha, this tank has a great massive alpha, and also on the top of that, great high explosions. And alpha on standard rounds is 520, and it's a little bit mind-blowing, to be fair. Each shot 500, it can high roll as well, or high explosions is even more blind-blowing, which is 65mm penetration and 660 alpha for tier 8. That's pretty good. On top of that, with the standard setup, your reload time is only 10.8 seconds. So for this alpha, the gun is massive, in my opinion. Although you don't have fully traversed turret, so that's a minus. But on top of that, you got a great alpha. So you just do the few shots and you got already decent performance, right? Well, we got one shot and we got 5,000, right? We do another shot, we'll do 2,000. But anyway, it's difficult to farm with this tank because you don't have fully traversed turret. So anywhere where you're gonna push, you will have to point with your tank. So you can't run away after the shot. You can be ready to run away by reverse peek. And if you reverse peek, you shoot, you run away. Enemy have way less seconds to actually react and shoot you back. So in this situation, as you can see, it's 4-3. Enemy have no heavies in the heavy line. So I will clearly show you what I'm just talking about. That you are not able to peek while reversing, and you have to peek frontally, which means you will have to reverse very slowly. So 110 is more likely alone. I will peek, toilet getting spotted on the left. I'm not afraid because I have a lot of sniper schnitzels. So fortunately IS-6 is also from behind. We're getting one shot from IS-6, and then for no weird reasons, toilet also is capable to shoot us. So in just few seconds we lost all our hit points. But look at the bright side, we gave her 555 to 110. And IS-6 pushed forwards, obviously he's a paid actor. We're giving him another 559 damage shot. And in the 3 shots, we got already 1.6 thousand. It wasn't too difficult, right? If you think about it, you got 1.1 thousand and I already did 1.9 thousand. It wasn't too difficult to deal your own HP damage, right? And just like that, and we got a, well, good performance. We do more than we need. In my humble opinion, you need to do at least your HP damage in the game, and anything above, it's already great game. And we got a good game. Considering it's 9-6, we will try to hunt more tanks, but once again, it's unbalanced. We got shredded enemy to the left and right. We're gonna try to pick and get SU-130 from behind. Unfortunately, we're getting spotted because there is a SU-152 camping in the red line for whole game, and he's eliminating us from the game. Well, that was nothing special, but I just wanted to show you how quickly you can farm damage, if you are capable, obviously. So that was our first battle, and as you can see, it's third class, 1.9 thousand damage, second by damage, by the way, and 55,000 profit on top of that. That was easy money, I would say. Next battle, I want to show you Murovanka. And in this battle, I'm going to use Optics, Experimental Turbo, and Improve Aim, which is probably makes sense. I don't need Rammer, it's open map. I need more view range, so I can spot for myself or spot for my allies, have mobility and gun accuracy, obviously. Rammer, yes, I agree, Rammer is very important for the game, but once again, for open maps, there is a very small chance, or even for close range maps, there is a small chance that you can use your full potential, although to be ready to shoot someone is always a bright side and good side about the tank, right? But anyway, we're not gonna use Reimer, and we got a 12.2 second reload time. Obviously, first shot was bad, which is basically 2 seconds increase, and if you think about it, it's not a huge impact, right? But anyway, I'd rather gonna have optics and more view range than Rammer. And in this map, we're gonna try to use a C4 position, which works really simple and easy. Not too difficult. You're safe from enemy RTs. Well, if you got spotted in RT is very good, you're gonna get shot anyway. So we're gonna try to use anyway this position. Although I really love to play in the Comet position, which is a D7. Although that is quite dangerous position because you can get spotted and you can get immediate crossfire and you'll get out from the game. And to run away from that position, once again, is very difficult. Anyway, we're gonna take T3, T4 position. We're gonna try to get a crossfire for enemies, heavies, and it's quite easy to do it. If enemy making mistake, we're gonna punish them immediately. And we're playing against tier 6s. So, squad picking, snapping, without even aim. Obviously, the gun behaves perfectly. We're giving him one to the side for 535, and just like that we got already 1,500. I think so this tank is really good because of his alpha. So skills, yes, you need some skills, but once again at the tier 8 to make your own damage or twice more than you have HP, it's pretty simple, especially if you load high explosions and you high roll with the high explosions, which can be over 700, nearly 800 alpha every 10 or 12 seconds. It's mind-blowing as well. But anyway, recently we had a Scorpion, now we have a SU-130PM, and both tanks are beautiful. In my opinion, beautiful, and they also, both of them fitting really super well for frontline. So, yeah, you tell me. You can get credits, you can get great alpha, you don't need huge super IQ to play, you just sit and you use your allies for spot, or you spot for yourself, and you're just camping and shooting for 500, 600, whatever. Sometimes, obviously, the gun will be derpy. Trust me, it will be derpy, and don't be surprised. It's 5-3, and we got already 1.8 thousand damage. I would say that wasn't too difficult, right? And for example, talking about derpy gun, in the field modifications, we were trying to use nothing at the first, and the second one, we went for better dispersion, which makes sense, right? And right angle on the last one, we used the right one. Why so? Because the tank is quite small, but you got a great camo overall. You got a great camo, and after firing, one of the useless probably perks, which one I would highly recommend, do never use, or perks I said, field modifications, never use in my opinion, because increasing camo on firing is, anyway, you're gonna get spotted, okay, if that makes sense. So that's why we increase our V range to have better V range. Duh. We got 2.1 thousand, 11-4 game. It's honestly, it's nothing special game, but I just wanted to show you how easy, once again, it's to farm with this kind of tanks. And you're just taking the position, you're not overthinking, giving one, giving two, and you got already 1,000, 1,100. Depends on the rolls, right? And as I said before, the alpha and penetration in this tank is really great. Real time is also great if you think about it. But there's one but, which is you got no armors. Yes, you got no armor. You basically flat green tank, so don't try to be a tank which can brawl. No. If you're gonna brawl, you keep that in mind, you're gonna get penetrated. Arta gonna pen, everyone gonna pen you. So watch out what you're doing, okay? Don't be too aggressive. Or just don't rely on your armor, okay? And just like that, we got 3000 damage, 3 kills, and 900 assistance. That wasn't too difficult once again. And 147 profit, although we completed some mission. Second class. And pretty good and easy farm. But yeah, that was second game, and now let's jump to El Haluf, number 3 game. And once again, we're playing against tier 8s. Who cares actually? We got a Brawl because there is no light tanks, only enemy got Baraska, we don't, which means they got a light tank. So we're gonna go and try to get to heavy line. And as you can see, this tank goes really quick down the hill, 60 kilometers per hour. So to get early damage or quick damage in the very beginning of the game, it's very simple. Although you're risking what you're doing because enemy got BZ and he can be really quick, Baraska can be really quick to counter you or get to this position and give you some damage back. So you need to watch out what you're doing. But anyway, we're getting to the position, and this position works really perfectly. T2 position for people who are gonna try to cross. We're gonna give the crossfire. We're gonna try to give a crossfire. That's pretty simple, not huge IQ as well requiring, but although when they get across, they have a chance to snap you. Remember that. And we got a first victim, which is 45 TP. He's getting one for the team for 5, nearly 100. And there is IS6 who want to try to cross as well the same way. Unfortunately, he's stopping because my G2 making sure to scare him. And G2 getting wrecked really badly. He lost all his hit points and he's out from the game as well. Although IS6 still choose to push, and we're gonna try to snap his cupola. We do for 566. Once again, I said, this tank alpha is crazy. I would say it's crazy for his real time. I would say it's pretty super decent in my opinion. Then we're gonna try to snap another one for Chopper for 554, and we got already 1.6k. We are playing very aggressive, so you need to watch out what you're doing. But just in a few shots, we got already 1.6k, and now we need to run away because there is BZ. Yeah, when you see BZ, I don't know why he didn't shoot me. I choose to run away. I give him one for the team for 520. I run away immediately because when they get the rich, you need to run away. BZ have a great hold down abilities, and I'm not capable to outplay him with this beautiful, well armored tank. As I showed you before, don't try to tank with this. If you have extra shot for crossfire, try to do it. If you manage few shots and you see the enemy is being too aggressive, like in this situation, just try to run away and get red line where you're supposed to be in the very beginning, and try to give the crossfire for people like BZ on Chopper who's being now too aggressive. We're gonna try to load some gold rounds because for long range I would highly recommend that. Heat rounds will not lose penetration, so it will be pretty simple shots. Chopper getting one for 590. And that's a pure example. Obviously, it's 1 to 6, which is very rare game, one of the kind games in the game, I should say. Funny or not, I was trying to record the YouTube video, this replays, and I had 6 games, all of them same 15 to 1. I mean, the game is just competitive, so it's quite difficult to farm damage. But anyway, we got 2.7 thousand, 2 to 8 game. I see that my Centurion getting crossfire from somewhere, so I need to support him because the game is over. I can't give the crossfire for enemy. We're finding Charioteer, giving him one to the side. He's giving us back. He got a small gun, so we're gonna give him another one. So we're gonna try to take him out from the game and try to support our Centurion again by pushing AP. Pushing Charioteer. Can we take him out from the game without losing HP? Pushed one, yes, but there was a T-34/1, unfortunately. Obviously, if I would be him, I would do the same. I would ram. He's giving a ram for us and also a huge damage in total. We're giving him one in the face, and we got already 4.4 thousand damage, and it's 4 to 13. That was pretty simple. again, but in the same time difficult. Well, we got defeat, second class, but we got a high caliber. There was only 3 guys who did more than 1,000 damage. And on top of that, we got 109,000 profit. We lost. That's without credit boosts, without clan boosts. And that's pretty good profit, right? I would say that's pretty good profit. Anyway, for this tank, I would highly recommend to use perks. Maybe like mine, maybe like not, but Deadeye, Brother-in-Arms, Camonet, view range, maybe even shell velocity, but you can see by yourself which one I used. You can compare to yours. But definitely, first, just go for Brother-in-Arms. It helps a lot for every single tank. But Deadeye, don't forget to get Deadeye. My favorite perk, by the way. To make poof. Anyway, that was SU-130PM. I hope you enjoyed. I like this tank, honestly, more than Scorpion. Both tanks, although, works really well. So both are competitive and both can work great. Plus, they can farm credits like nothing. You tell me, which one you like more, Scorpion G or SU-130PM? I like both of them. I enjoy both of them. Although SU-130PM fits for me more because of the alpha damage. Anyway, I hope you like it and subscribe it, and see you soon for more reviews. Bye bye.